Formula 3 moves away from Bahrain and goes down under. For the very first time, we're at the Albert Park Street Circuit in Melbourne, Australia. It is round 2 of 10, and after the opening weekend being won by Marti and Bortolallo, we're here in Australia. Then we have a little bit of a break before May coming in as well for Emilia-Romagna. Then Monaco making its return to the calendar. Spain is the halfway point of the season. Austria followed then by Silverstone. Hungary, Belgium and Italy in early September round out the 2023 campaign. It's the sprint race for the first ever time as Formula 3 visits Albert Park, Melbourne in Australia. Let's take a look at the Albert Park circuit in Melbourne. 3297 miles, 14 turns, modified for the first time since 1996, only a few years ago. It's a fast-flowing circuit that now provides overtaking. Get a good strong exit out of the last corner and boot it hard. 8th gear by the time you reach the control line. Head down towards turn 1. Only flick down by 2 gears as well. Get most power through the corner. Drift through turn 2. Open up the DRS on the run down towards turn 3. Villeneuve, Alonso and Martin Brundle all end up in the gravel trap there. Hard on the brakes as well. Back on the power. You've now got more room to let the car drift wide. Fastest part of the track coming up as well as you sweep through. Now, what used to be a braking zone, now just a light tap. Sorry about that, I had to cut it short. Everything's a bit off with the times. Hello everybody, good morning and welcome to Melbourne. It is round 2 of the FIA Formula 3 World Championship and we, for the first ever time, are in Australia. It is coming up on what is 8:50, well it's coming up on 9:50 in the morning. We've got beautiful sunny skies as well. The temperature is rising. Track temperature 28.5 degrees, air temperature 15.3. It's a late summer's blossom, and alongside me in the commentary box is Synthol as well. Good morning, Synth. We'll just have a quick look through the grid, and then we'll get back to you. Row 1, Sebastian Montoya has reverse grid pole position, alongside him Oliver Goleth as well. Kyle Collette 3rd, Luke Browning 4th. Dino Beganovic as well in 5th. Franco Colapinto starting 6th on the grid. Further down as well, oh look, we've got some music playing in the background finally, they've remembered. Paul Aron starts in 7th with Zach O'Sullivan in 8th. Leonard Fornaroli is in 9th. Gabriel Mini starts 10th. Gregory Saucy is 11th. Gabriel Bortolallo, who has pole position tomorrow, starts 12th on the grid. And scrolling further down, Christian Mansell 13th on the grid, Johnny Edgars 14th, Nicola Tuslo is in 15th, Murray Boria is 16th, Caleb Frederick 17th, Taylor Barnard is 18th, Rafael Villagomez 19th, Nikita Bedrin 20th, Oliver Gray 21st, Hugh Barter down in 22nd position. And if we fade down the rest of the order, then we can then see as well, after Hugh Barter, we have Ida Cohen 23rd and Sevilla Flörsch 24th. 25th on the grid for Roberto Ferra. Wisnicki is 26th. Alessandro Garcia 27th. Tommy Smith 28th. Hansi Jani is 29th. And Jose Maria Marti, crashed in qualifying, starts 30th in both races. A horrible session for him, and he's got a lot of work to do at the front. So it's 20 laps, this opening sprint race here today as well, Synth, and for the first time we are down under. Are you looking forward to it? Formula 3 and Formula 2 in Australia, it's just what we need to sort of wake up before the main racing.
Yeah, I think that's right, maybe, because otherwise we would just wake up, watch the race and get back to sleep, but now we've got a lot more. So we will maybe be a little bit tired, but yeah, looking forward to this one. I think it's really fun. Formula 3 and Formula 2 at a new track at Melbourne this time out, and yeah, it's just fun. We don't know what to expect. We've never seen any Formula 3 races here before, so we don't really know what could happen, what's going to be the best overtaking spot, and how easy it will be to overtake. So yeah, I think there's a lot to look forward to.
So the cars are about to get sent off on their parade lap as well. We are live. This is the Formula 3 race here all set to go racing, all set for some hopefully fun action from the Oz GP. That's what the hashtag is as well, coming in, as they say. And it's honestly quite a lot of action coming through. Now, hopefully everyone, you're sitting comfortably wherever you are at 1:45 in the morning in the UK, 1:45 over there in Central European time. Or if you're watching down under in Australia, as I know many of you do as well, welcome to a race at a reasonable hour for some of you. For us Europeans, however, we're just sort of getting used to it. I had 2 hours sleep before getting into the commentary talks, maybe a bit less than that. But it's sort of just a little bit of a refresh as the cars head off. 30 cars, though, the most ever at Albert Park across any class. And it's going to be action-packed. And there's very little grip out there since we saw in the practice sessions. And these skinny tyres with no power steering, they're going to be flying off the circuit in all different directions.
Yeah, well, we've definitely seen some chaos in Formula 3 practice and qualifying. We've seen like some scary crashes in that final corner, and we've seen there's not a lot of grip there, so it could be tricky.
Here's the top three.
Chaotic race, to be honest. I think every mistake costs a lot here, so the race will be quite tough to do the other laps without any mistakes. But let's see. I think we can fight forward and hope for another podium.
So starting from P2, obviously I want to go for the win. I have no idea what to expect with the weather. It's raining right now, so we'll see what it's like tomorrow. It will be interesting. But either way, I'll do the best I can.
Yeah, for tomorrow, I think my main goal is just to maximize what I have and just keep learning. If we have good pace, which we've had, I think what we can try to do is score as many points as we can. And if not, just try to maximize the result that we can, because obviously Bahrain was not the weekend that we wanted, but we've had the speed, we worked hard, and we're going to keep working hard, and hopefully we can start from pole next time.
Here's what the top three have to say on the formation lap. Richie asked what time is the race. In around about 90 seconds time, we should be getting to go. Just coming up then as well on this one. Any predictions as what we're going to see? Are we going to see Montoya hold off at the front, or are we going to see a charge from the mid-pack as well as some seagulls fly off out the side of the picture?
Yeah, well, these cars are a little bit smaller as well, so it could be easier to go side by side through turn one compared to Formula 1 car. So yeah, maybe Goethe will try something, or how do you say Goethe, right? We looked it up last time. We could try maybe around the outside. So well, I think it's going to be very close, and I think we might see some instances as well in that first corner.
Mortella leads the championship on 28 points. Goleth is on 23, Beganovic 22, Marti 19, Saucy 16, Colapinto 10 as well. The basic rundown in the championship as well. Reminder about the lap counter, it counts up. So once we complete lap 1, it'll say 1 out of the 20 completed. So when it says 1, it's lap 2 of the race, we've completed 1. That's the way the timing counter works in this series, because they haven't got an actual one like in the F1 series. Now they're all lined up 20 meters wider with 2 yellow lines either side. For a Formula 3 car, they just isolate it perfectly as well. The grid boxes look a bit too big coming down there towards turn number 1. So, for the very first time, the Formula 3 cars are lining up on the grid here in Melbourne, Australia, at the Albert Park Street circuit with 30 grid slots in place. Jose Maria Marti lines up in a position 30 as well. Look, there's only 4 grid boxes left after that. First time ever, Formula 3 is down under with 5 lights on. Lights out, race on, good start for Montoya, and Golet's going to have the inside line down towards turn number 1. Montoya leads up the inside, he's thinking about it. Lock up for Golet, lock up on the 16 as well. He's just going to try and send it on the inside. Great from Luke Browning, doesn't make sure. Montoya running straight into the distance. He's got what his old man liked about this place, hasn't he? Great start from Sebastian Montoya. Golet in second place, lock up again, and straight off into the turn 3 gravel. Unbelievable stuff as well from Oliver Goleth. He's going to be stuck and beached down there since.
Oh, that's a horrible start. Not sure what happened bouncing over the curve there. a lot of going on, and still yellow flag in sector 1. I'm afraid Goeth might be still in a gravel trap there, so this could bring out a safety car. Just full locked up down there, and well, I'm not too sure why. Maybe because some sort of brake failure. He was definitely struggling a lot now. Still yellow flag in sector 1.
And coming on the inside, Franco Colapinto and Ida Cohen trying to go side by side. Cohen trying to go right round the outside of turn 9 and 10. Unbelievable, wheel to wheel now. It's a right-hander at turn 10. Colapinto's going to try and hold it, shuts the door. Brilliant move round the outside. That is seriously brave stuff in a Formula car as well round there. It's usually, we saw it a bit in the V8 supercars, but we've never seen action like that in a Formula car around the outside. And now back on the inside as the safety car has been deployed to stop all the action. Side-by-side drama as well. Great jobs trying to hold back. That was Beganovic as well passing Fornaroli as the safety car now gets the call on the opening lap because unfortunately Oliver Goeth is stopped down at turn 3 and the race is suspended.
Well, that was a very busy start for sure, and very unfortunate for the driver in P2.
Oliver Gray. Yeah, and that's Oliver Gray. This is Mercedes-Benz AMG safety car, by the way. But that's at the back of the field. Oliver Gray is just struggling to get round. And yep, Goeth's completely stuck in the gravel, so a JCB has to come out on the track. Colapinto up to 3rd position. As we're now under the safety car, we've completed lap 1. What's wrong with Beganovic? He's dropped behind now Fornaroli, and now Fredericks up and past Rui Boyer as well. So some interesting change arounds there. Goeth's out of the car as well, so he was completely beached. Turn 3 always catches somebody out. Not a lot of fans down there in turn 3. Oh no, that's because that's not actually a stadium. That's the actual stadium, isn't it, for the football? So it's not actually a grandstand area, although it should be. Talk us to the start, Sins. Here it is.
Yeah, well, perfect start from Montoya. He's got away well and had nothing to worry about into turn 1. But behind, it was very close, especially from Browning locking up into turn 1. And Danny's on no, it was Goeth as well. So both are locked up. Maybe they're already a bit of flat spots. The issue started already down into turn 1, but he kept it on the outside. So Goeth still in 2nd place here. Colette had to take a bit of avoiding action from the two diving down the inside there. On board now with Beganovic. You said as well he had a bit of a bad start, dropped down 4 positions. Did it happen at the start immediately or after turn 1? It looked like it happened after turn 1. Let's see what happened here. Did he have to avoid someone onto the grass? No, he just stuck behind him. Everyone here for now.
Yeah, he lost it, didn't he, down turn 1. And there's the contact, actually. And I wonder if Goeth was able to stop because he was... Look, I think he's got a puncture, rear left puncture. Yeah, so it was contact with the side of Browning, and it was a rear left puncture for Goeth that couldn't make him stop. So it's coming on the inside, look. Is it? Yeah, so there's the contact with the 16 of Luke Browning, and a slow delamination for Oliver Goeth then, and a lock up with a rear left puncture and straight onto the gravel. Here he is.
Ollie Goethe, here he is.
What are you doing?
Yeah, and now we know why he got stuck in the gravel then. Look, there it is, going down. I was wondering, it was a weird lock-up, wasn't it? Just
yeah,
to lock the
I thought
rears.
it may have been a brake failure or anything. I didn't see the contact before, so well, that explains it, of course, with the puncture on the left rear. So, and there was also, we saw that Beganovic has been pushed wide onto the curb a little bit down to turn 3. That's why he lost this many positions as well.
So the safety car leads us across the line to complete lap 2 and start the 3rd lap here of 20. Montoya leads and will have to do the restart once again. I think he's learned some tips from Juan Pablo Montoya as a young Sebastian, because he was gone at the start. It was a perfect launch for him. And let's hope his father's legendary safety car restarts have been passed on. It's genetic. Montoya's restarts were legendary.
Yeah, well, we're going to see it soon. I think, sorry, the car has been cleared now, so I think we could go in this lap already.
Yes.
And then we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Safety car in this lap. On the exit there, what is it, turn 5, I think? Yeah. On the exit, no? The exit turn 4. We have that big sausage curve. We saw some cars bouncing around there.
Obviously, with the safety
that word
car,
for
you don't
Paul
have
Aron?
that much time to gather your thoughts, but you do have a bit of time to cool down your tires and make sure that everything is in the right window. So it's an opportunity to kind of reset the race, and I think the mentality definitely has to be looking forward. I think during a safety car restart, if you're thinking about the people behind you, you're always going to be under pressure, and that creates dangerous situations. So definitely try to look forward, make sure your tires are in the right window, and then go send it into turn 1.
Paul are on there explaining how to do a safety car restart as well. So the safety car's coming in, so we'll remove the button because it has now left. Let's hear from Browning.
So, Luke, you are, of course, free to race, but nothing silly. Seb has been told to not do anything stupid in the braking.
Yeah, so Luke Browning, who's in second position in the high-tech, has been told that his teammate Sebastian Montoya, also in high-tech, won't do anything silly. Colapinto and Colette are right behind as well. Safety car restarts are going to be key down to T1. Of course, they're going to have cold tyres, cold brakes going into the first corner, and Montoya is going to back them up as much as possible. DRS after 2 laps, of course.
Yeah, well, this is going to be new, of course. So what are they going to do in the Formula 3 cars? Are they going to wait until the final corner, after the final corner? Or is he going to do it before it? It looks like he's waiting, and I think he's gone there.
He's learned it from his dad. That's exactly where Juan Pablo restarted back in 2002. Exit at turn 14, and you can punch it hard down the straight. And we are green again in Melbourne, down towards turn 1. Montoya leads. Brandon's going to be his wingman down towards the first corner, stopping Franco Colapinto and Carl having a battle. But that was, I believe, Bogdanovic and Bortolello having a little bit of a look with each other down towards T number 1. They haven't made a move. Nobody has changed over positions in the first corner as we head down towards turn number 3, and there's a lock-up, I think, coming on the inside. That was from Carl Collet. He stays on the circuit just about. Catch up at the front with Montoya in the Red Bull livery. And we got Browning as well in the normal silver high-tech. Colapinto, Colette, Aron, O'Sullivan, and Gabriel Mini up to 7th position as well. And everyone now just status quo as we get into the restart.
Yeah, on the exit of turn 4, that was that Cesar's curve I was talking about. We saw in Formula 1 it's easy to catch, it catches drivers out, but I think on the opening lap we saw a car maybe a little bit bouncing over, so it could be easy to be airborne around there.
Wow.
We saw 3 cars. Oh, Browning!
Trying to go around the outside at turn 9 and 10. Montoya was caught a little bit napping, and now Browning is free to race. We heard on the radio, and he's going to be pushing Montoya with everything because Boy has passed Frederick as well for 14th position, but the lead of the race is where we're watching. This is already being a tantalising sprint.
Yeah, well, he was told not to do anything stupid towards his teammate, but that was very close to contact as they nearly went side by side in towards turn 9. So, but yeah, he's so close and he's looking like he's got a lot more pace. So he's gonna try and overtake his teammate pretty soon now, I think.
DRS will be active the next lap as someone's gone way down.
Yeah,
the
Villagomez.
Yeah, Villagomez. Yeah, he's dropped way down towards turn number 1, and Browning's looking to the inside line against Montoya. Can't get it. This is like when Pablo Montoya and Michael Schumacher were battling in 2002 after the safety car restart. Constant one-upmanship between the two. This is fantastic seeing what Montoya has to offer as well. The young Sebastian has been a legend in the upcoming series as well, across the Euro series, and now making a name for himself in international Formula 3. But Browning's right on him. Go on.
No DRS just yet, of course, so at a bit too far as well to try and overtake down to turn 3. Villagomez is back in 20th, so there was a bit of a transponder issue or something. So nothing wrong happened there, so no yellow flags or incidents. And we can see then, Browning with DRS, I think maybe around now. Yeah, there we go. There, DRS is enabled now.
That's
interesting.
interesting.
Down towards turn 9.
So it's the second lap after the restart then. So it's now only 1 lap. And Brown! Whoa, Brown! He's up in the wall! My goodness! He tried to go to the inside to get past Montoya, and now he's skating across the track. I don't think he's broken any suspension, but through goes Colapinto, through goes Aron. Round the outside then comes O'Sullivan as well. And now we've got Paul Aron trying to have a go around the outside, amazing contact, and off the track going wide. And that's Colapinto into the gravel as well. And that's Carl Collet in there. Sorry, it's Carl Collet who's dropped down, not Colapinto. He's gone up into second position. So Carl Collet's hemorrhaging. And now there's just contact everywhere. This is what we're going to be worrying about. It's pack racing, and up the inside, that is Paul Aron making a move. Bogdanovic passing for Aroni as well. Montoya leads, Colapinto second. But it was really a mistake, wasn't it? As well coming through, because just jumped over the curb down towards turn number 1 and down towards turn number 9 and 10. It was just nowhere through. Montoya didn't shut the door on him. It just jumped.
Yeah, well, I was just talking about a sausage curve down towards turn 4, but he absolutely got airborne around there in turn 9. So I'm not sure if he turned into him. Let's see if there was enough room.
No contact, yeah.
No, I don't think there was enough room actually from not enough room that they're from his teammates. So he had to avoid him and had to go onto the curb. No, he just turned in there, and big moment.
Browning's very, very lucky as well. And then it just hemorrhaged down towards turn 1. There's Carl Collette under attack round the outside by Paul Aron.
Can you confirm rear left puncture? Can you confirm?
Oh,
rear
yeah,
left
it's a puncture. Yeah, so that's why Carl Collette's gone down the order. He's got a rear left puncture. Now again, Montoya's been passed by Franco Colapinto, screaming round the outside at 9 and 10. Would the TV director please stop showing us replays and cutting to turn 10 with battles for the lead, because that was a DRS run. Montoya's now going to try and go to the inside line down at turn 11, but Colapinto leads with a yellow flag in the third sector. Oh, and there's 2 cars off as well, falling down the order, and the safety cars come out, Sint, immediately.
Oh.
So it's Hugh Barter. We understand, yeah. So it's Barter involved, and that's why we've got a car in the gravel at turn 9, and someone must also be off at turn 10. Oh, look at that. Suspension's
Is that
broke.
Cohen?
It's the 22, yeah, Ida Cohen. So thumbs up to the marshals, but he's got a broken front right suspension sort of inwards, and the left-hand side's gone as well. Is there another car involved in that? It looks like it's been a hefty shunt because it's damaged the whole left side and the right. So here we go.
Yeah, well,
Oh, he's
you
hit the
see,
wall.
there was already contact before. No, wait, was there contact? I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
I suppose there was, because all 4 tires are damaged and another car going off there. So there's quite a big impact there for Ida Cohen. And
He had
I
zero
think he may have
chance.
hit the, what was it? Is it the Campos there? It's gone by very quickly.
Franco Colapinto is
This
he?
was him taking
Oh,
the
this
lead
is
then
taking
on
the
the
lead of the
outside.
race.
It's cleared. It's turn 9-10 chicane is the favorite overtaking spot here for Formula 3. And he's done a very good job to take the lead.
Yeah, it was Hugh Barter who he's made contact with. Barter's in the pit lane down into 27th. So Ida Cohen and Hugh Barter making contact, but we saw the tail end of that accident. So presumably they've gone side by side through turn 9, made contact on the left-hand side of Ida Cohen's car, and Cohen got into the wall on the right-hand side and damaged the suspension. All 4 tyres, no grip, and he's gone round as you said. So I think that's what's happened. I can't work out if we want to see it, if we have a full camera angle there.
Well, it was a quite big impact as well.
Yeah.
There's no technical barriers or something there, and you can see all 4 tires were damaged. So, well, there might be quite some debris around this part as well. Then we can see a replay of Colapinto then. This was, here we can see Browning bouncing over the curb. There was not enough room there on the inside for him.
Oh, he's got radio.
Let's hear from him.
Yeah, I mean, he just turned in on me, mate.
Exactly.
I can't believe it. We talk about it afterwards. Just keep your head in the game. Like I say, this isn't over, okay? We have the pace. But you can't race if you just come up alongside people and turn in on them.
So this is why, slight contact with Ida Cohen and then hits the wall.
Yeah, I think his front wing broke off and got
Yeah.
maybe underneath the car, and which caused him to go straight onto the barrier. And that was then a pretty hefty impact. So, well, luckily he seems okay. So, yeah, this might take a little bit longer than they wanted the safety car, because there's going to be quite a lot of debris on that little straight over there.
So 2 accidents already, both at the similar parts of the track, that's causing the safety cars to come out. 9 and 10 providing all the action in this race, surprisingly. That extra DRS zone they've added for this year is giving overtakes, so the F1 might be very tasty as well, especially if the rain comes as is expected to during qualifying. There are a few dark clouds over the start-finish races, I'm noticing, that are sort of threatening, and if the rain does come, it'll be with us all day.
Well, I haven't seen myself any reports of rain, so I'm not too sure, but yeah, it's definitely looking very cloudy. Well, rain could really spice up this thing, so that would be very fun to see in qualifying. One thing is sure, I think it will be dry then in for the race at Formula 1.
Yeah,
But yeah, we obviously the DRS zone we have now on the straight between turn 8 and turn 9. Last year that was removed right at the last moment due to safety concerns or anything like that. They weren't too sure if it was safe enough, because it's just a little bit of a corner as well. But yeah, it seems fine now. Obviously, it has a lot of overtaking Formula 3. But yeah, that pressure of course doesn't help it with that point. But well, could happen anyways.
I wonder if we'll actually get to see the DRS in Formula 1. I hope it's a dry race tomorrow, because I think it'll be a very exciting Australian Grand Prix if it was the case. Won't pass that section, that's causing all the drama. It's a much better alteration, I think, as well, compared to, this is it again, look, so this is the contact. So Ida Cohen trying to go right around the outside of Hugh Barter, and there was contact, just minimus contact, and puncture for Barter, and Ida Cohen in the wall with numerous problems as well on all sides of the car.
Yeah. Well, he's gonna feel that one as we see now the car nearly removed. So I think we're gonna have one more lap of the safety car after this, and then we'll go in this lap at the end of lap 9, starting in lap 10. And I think we might be difficult again with the time, isn't it? Are we gonna make it to whole 20 laps?
23, 25 left on the clock. So plus 1 lap. 1 lap. What lap are we on? Lap 8. Go back to start at 9. So it's possible we'll get to the end of this without having to go to a timed race.
Yeah, well, I think if we won't see another safety car, this would definitely be possible, but I think that chance may be very big as well, we can see another safety car.
Yeah, it's possible, isn't it? It's probable, actually, more likely to have another safety car. Formula 3 always seems to breed them a little bit more. In fact, it's a very busy day of on-track action, so everything has to run to timetable. We've got Formula 3, then we've got Formula 1 practice, then we've got Formula 2 sprint, and then we have the final races of the supercars as well coming up during the break. So the supercars race will be after the F2 sprint as well. So after practice 3, so it's just before F1 qualifying, and then F1 qualifying will end the day here in Australia. And let's take another look at off the track for, I believe, Rafael Villagomez becoming a little bit of a gardener, bringing on loads of muck and grass and mud onto the back half and onto the racing line, effectively coming into turn 13.
Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna clean that up or just let it be. I think they may just keep it there. It's not gonna be too big of an issue, I think. And it's a little bit off the racing line. So yeah, that's things that can happen. Like for example, we can see in Monza often as well that there's a lot of gravel on the track, and that they have to clean it up in between these races. But yeah, I think they'll do that after this race is finished. They'll clean that up.
Astral says, now I can finally watch with you all. Fine folks here. Good day, everyone. Happy race weekend. Supercars was a thrill. Fantastic. So happy out there. It's one of, 3 races this year? Where, for those in Australia as well, and Japan, and everywhere down under as well, even some parts of America, you can watch in relative comfort. It's a nice time of day. It's just us Europeans that suffer for this weekend. And it's also bad actually for you, because now you can adjust your schedule a little bit, can't you, for the rest of the weekend?
Sorry, what, like?
Well, you can sleep during the day now, can't you? Because yesterday you didn't have that luxury, but now you can adjust to the time ready for tomorrow as well.
Yeah, I will definitely try and sleep after Formula 1 qualifying. But yeah, I couldn't yesterday, of course, because I had to go to school afterwards. But in that, I did miss then all the practice sessions at night. So, well, I guess that's a bit for me then as well, because otherwise I wouldn't have made it in school if I would have stayed up all night as well.
I'll tell you one thing, I'm very glad at this time I'm not back at school, because I think this weekend would have killed me with the fact that I've having to sleep from 8 a.m. until 2 p.m. As well, which is prime school hours. So imagine if I had to do the entire night shift, then a whole 8 hours of school, then as soon as I get back, it's MotoGP time, and then you only get a couple of hours after the end of MotoGP to the start of that. Oh, it's a nightmare. And I'm already looking forward to the little few hours of sleep. Literally, my sleep schedule this weekend is sleep when I can. If there's any bit of free time I've got, you go sleep. That's literally my motto. I'm all right now.
Well, Setker will be beginning in this lap again, so...
There we go. Racing makes it all worthwhile. At least it's 1 a.m. now, 2 a.m. over there in Europe, and we're having a race on a Saturday morning I think this is the earliest Saturday race I can remember in my life. I can't remember another one where it's 1 a.m. in the morning and there's a Formula 3 race going on. I think this is the earliest race on a Saturday morning ever.
Yeah, well, it hasn't happened before that we have these feeder series, the Formula 2 and Formula 3, joining Formula 1 at a track like this where it's going to be so early on. So yeah, this is a little bit new to us as well.
I tell you what,
But, well,
maybe
it's quite
maybe Malaysia. Maybe when Formula 2 was in Malaysia, there was something at 3 a.m. I think that's the earliest. So we've beaten it by a couple of hours. I think.
Yeah, well, I think tomorrow is going to be early as well again. So
Yeah, midnight. We're on here precisely at midnight in the UK. 1 a.m. in Europe, so that's great. Look at this, though, from Franco Colapinto. They're practically crawling round turn 13 before he hits the accelerator. Now he goes and nearly loses it. Nearly did a Coulthard. And away we go.
yeah. Well, that's a good restart, I think. There's quite a bit of a gap, a little bit of a gap between him and Montoya. So, yeah, I think he's pulled up a little bit of a gap. So, no overtaking, I presume in turn 1. It's a long straight where everyone will have slipstream, but no DRS.
Yep, trying to go right round the outside is Kalen Frederick going side by side with Tusolo, and he's losing the rear grip. Tusolo's going to have the speed on him as well. But here comes round the outside Jose Maria Marti. Marti up into 16th position as well after starting 30th. Beganovic at the inside of Gabriel Mini as well down at turn 4 and 5. So they are finding a couple of positions to overtake. Marty's still trying to go on the outside of Kalen Frederick. Hasn't worked out. Kyle Collette's left the pit lane, by the way. So he came in, now he's gone out again. So I don't know what that's about. Considering he's out, isn't he? No, Kyle Collette's... Yeah, now he's down in 28th position now.
Yeah, no team orders at ART there. There was a very close battle between Toloff and Frederick as well in the back. Here we can see back on the straight, no DRS will come for the first lap. As we see, very close to the Trident teammates as well. Of Bortoletto and Foroli very close together, but just a little bit too far now, just with the slipstream, not getting close enough to try and make an overtake down into turn 9.
Gabriele Bortolelli, the championship leader, up into 9th position after starting 12th, so will collect a few points if he can get ahead of his Trident teammates, Fornaroli as well. That's entirely possible. There's only a couple of tenths between them actually coming through. So Colapinto leads, Montoya second, O'Sullivan third, are on fourth, and now the DRS will be activated this lap. And Montoya is 1.1 seconds behind Colapinto. So right now, Montoya is going to be vulnerable to the Primas of O'Sullivan and Aron.
Yeah, we've seen quite a lot of lead changes already in the first opening lap, which is obviously great to see. But now Montoya is losing quite a bit and won't have the DRS maybe. It's 1.1. It depends if he can try and find some time to the final sector. Otherwise, he's going to be under pressure by Zach Lazar from behind.
There we go, DRS has been enabled from the FIA stewards. We'll wait for the confirmation on the timing screens to come up at the top of your screen, but watch for the rear wings because we're approaching the detection point there, and the activation zone is a couple of meters after this, a little bend of the straight. And no one seems... There it is. Is anyone going to flick that rear wing open? Yes, they are. They all are. Down towards turn 1. Villa Gomez has passed Sophia Flörsch as well. She's down to 21st position. No one fancies an overtake, though, going into turn 10. And look at it. Boyer's passed Edgar. So the two MPs are having a little bit of a change around. There they are as well. So me, Boyer, passing Johnny Edgar. And there's all sorts of drama coming round as well as round the outside. That is Beganovic trying to go through. Brownie's got a penalty. Beganovic comes back on the inside line to get ahead of Gabriel Mini, and now Mini's ahead of Browning, and now Mini's attacking Browning, and that 10-second penalty for causing a collision, Synth.
Yeah, that was for turning in on his teammate out into turn 9. I think that's rightfully that penalty, so yeah, that's gonna not help him at all, of course. And then 10-second time penalty, and now losing positions as well. He missed the apex a little in the chicane turn 9 and 10, and that cost him immediately some position as well.
Turn 11
Aaron.
Yeah.
Aaron,
oh my word! That is Tommy Smith, who has got no rear wing and no rear suspension at all. One wheel up on its back, and the Van Amersfoort racing car crawling to a stop. Yellow flag, obviously, it'll be a safety car. We've still got battles going on in the midfield as well as, up in the air. Here goes Gregoire Saucy as well, and this is unbelievable stuff. Can everyone just calm down a little bit, please, out there?
Yeah, well, I was
Is
waiting
that
for that to
Browning?
happen,
Sorry,
to be honest.
sorry, is that Browning? Is that Browning again? Second time he's gone up in the air.
Yeah, I was waiting for this to happen. We've seen it in qualifying and practice. That final corner
Oh.
is so difficult, and it's a scary incident as well. And just knocked his left rear completely off. And yeah, big crash there for Tommy Smith.
Safety
and
car.
we've seen so many incidents in that final corner. Yeah, safety car deployed as in turn 1. Whoa! Oh,
Spin.
there's a spin as well.
That's the 20 going round of Oliver Gray in the Rodin Carlin. So going for a 360, safety car deployed, and I wouldn't be too surprised if this now takes us 13 minutes to go, plus 1 lap. We might just get away with it, but it's in a difficult position. So I doubt we'll get a red flag because, as I said, the times between the races here in Australia, there's not much time for a red flag and a restart procedure. So I think they might just let the clock run out here and take that because we can't do anything else. Browning again.
There's something wrong, Smith.
Well,
Okay, well, if you think something's wrong, then we will retire the car.
I wonder what's wrong. He's become Batman twice in this race by jumping up in the air. So, yeah, I think that's it. There's debris across the start-finish straight as well.
Yeah. Well, I was talking about that as well, right? The turn 4
Yeah.
exit the curb, that it was already catching drivers out in Formula 1, but then in Formula 3 we can see them even flying over it, and Luke Browning is now the one to do it. And as you can see, there's the car, the stranded car then of Smith. After that crash in that final corner, we've seen some very big impacts as well earlier this weekend, and for some reason Formula 3 the cars are really struggling through that final corner.
Oh, Hunter
Into the
Yanni.
pits with the front right puncture.
Yeah, so he was involved in that contact somewhere on the lap for the other Rodin Carlin. So that's Hunter Yanni coming into the pits, changing over. And you're allowed to change it to a similar aged hard compound tyre in this race, and he's doing that. 1 tyre change compared to the 4, and he's going to even take the whole new nose cone as well because it's broken down on the front. And Pirelli taking that tyre away to have a bit of a study to confirm it was gone down with a cut to it and not to veer any other failures. Hello to SHT, says, hey guys, hello. Good morning. Astral says, what an F2 quali as well. I felt guilty for doing with that late red flag. And yeah, I did too, actually. It was an insane F2. We were texting about it, wasn't we? Since it shouldn't have happened, really, to begin with. It was a lot of waiting around for the session to go green. The track was too wet to start with.
Yeah, that start was it was clearly too wet, and well, I was surprised they did. At first it was a joke from while they were playing it. They always do that with first couple of drops, but then I realized that it was actually needed and that it didn't. For some reason, they just don't deploy the red flag when they need to, and they do deploy it when it is not needed, when it's not too wet.
So that's Browning making more mistakes out there and running wide at turn 1 and over the mud as well, and kicking up some of the water actually that's in the grass area. And this is him becoming, as I said, Batman, as it's made Astral laugh as well. Yeah, there we go. Just jumps over that exit curb that's there to stop the supercars running over. It's a mess, absolute mess this race, but it's been a fun start for Formula 3 in Australia. It's really great, close racing as well. It surprised me. It's reminded me how great this track truly is.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of battles. Means quite a lot of changes for the lead already this race, which is obviously the best thing to see in racing. And then, yeah, it's been a very good race. A lot of battling, especially down to turn 9, which you don't often. We haven't seen that too much in the past, of course, because no DRS tower. Plus, it's just too difficult for Formula 1 to go side by side to there. But with these smaller Formula 3 cars, that's definitely possible, and we're seeing it now. I mean, that's just lovely to see.
You can see the amount of water in the muddy area down at turn number 1. That's how wet it's been in the past few days here at Albert Park. It's still sodden. And I'm just wondering as well, we've seen a great race now in Formula 3. Supercars have been good round here. Can't wait to see F2 later on. So, is it F1 that's got the problem still? That the cars are too big and can't race? Because these smaller Formula 3 cars have been having wheel-to-wheel battles in unusual parts. As we see Tommy Smith.
Yes, I think, yes, Tommy Smith there with a moment there.
Hunter Yanni.
As he turned in.
Is there contact?
Oh, this is that incident on the final corner, I think. Yeah, there we go.
Ah,
Scary crash again.
That's why Hunter Yanni had a broken front wing and a puncture, he got hit by the rear wing of as well. Yeah, so that's why he's got the puncture, and that's why he had to come into the pit lane, Antigone, in the car lane. Okay.
Yeah, that explains. But I think, come back to the point you made. I think that this DRS zone between turn 8 and turn 9, I think that really could help Formula 1. Sorry.
Okay, so it's confirmed if we do not finish this race, we will serve a grid penalty in race 2. So it's very important we finish this.
I should have just sat behind Montoya, mate. I should have just sat there and taken it.
He's already going.
Yeah, Montoya remembering that fact as well. So yeah, I agree. I think it could help the F1, and I really hope it will. And I'm hoping we're going to have a very close weekend as well. I just hope the Red Bulls don't just dominate the front as well. That's going to be a bit boring for us to wake up early and watch.
I mean, to be honest, it looks like with that extra DRS, it's going to be very difficult to pull away because it's just constantly closing up again.
The starts are going to be important, and the safety car restarts are going to be so crucial tomorrow as well, because you've got to pull out a second gap in a lap effectively, because the next lap you'll have the DRS. It's within 2 and it's on the second. Astral says, hey Josh, I know I could Google this, but I was hoping you could explain the power difference between these cars and F2 cars. I'm assuming these cars don't use power steering. Neither Formula 2 or Formula 3 use power steering, and the difference between power, these Formula 3 cars do a maximum of around about 125 to 150 miles an hour, whereas the Formula 2 cars do 150 to 175 miles an hour in total. And so there's a little bit of power change. There's skinnier front tyres and rear tyres as well. They're just 10 inches as well, so they're very tiny compared to everything else. And also, they are turbocharged, but they've got limited the power slip, so they're slightier. And basically, if myself or Sinful got in one of these cars, we could race them for around about 5-10 laps, but then we'd have the effects of having to come in and stop. So it's that type of series. It's easy to get into, and then it's very difficult afterwards, and you wake up, feeling horrible, because that's when the power steering loss hits you, because it's a manual car. It's a steel rod to turn the wheels as well. It's an all connection, no steering by wire like in Formula 1 has in some category as well. So it's a proper old school car, and they're fantastic. And the F2 car, beefed up version, basically. F1 cars, pinnacle. F2 cars are 5 years behind, and Formula 3 cars are 7 years behind in terms of power differential. Safety cars in this lap.
Yeah, well, we're going to go for it again then. Montoya had a bad restart, I guess we can say a bad restart last time out, so let's see if he can try and get close to Colapinto this time out. We just saw that Barter and Cohen will be investigated after the race as well, that incident. And let's see where Colapinto will try and go. Will he go later this time, or will he go at the exact same spot?
Exact same spot if he's wise, and if Montoya's wise, he'd be right there with him as well. So we've got 5 minutes and 52 seconds left on the clock, plus 1 lap. We've got 4 laps to go, coming up on 3. Montoya knew it was happening, and he's right there to capitalise. Colapinto has not got the better restart he wanted. Montoya has been right there with him as we go green again in Melbourne, down towards turn number 1 into the sun with the clouds in the air, as well as the helicopters come in with the dignitaries into the first corner. Colapinto leads. Montoya, O'Sullivan are on. Beganovic as well. Big kick from Montoya. It's going to leave him vulnerable actually to O'Sullivan down towards turn number 3.
Yeah, he's struggling with the grip in that first corner, so he's already losing quite a lot to Colapinto, and he needs to watch out a little bit from the car behind, which is O'Sullivan as well. And then we can see the two Premas very close together, but everyone's single file for this first corners as well. But in the back there are some battles between the two ARTs as well.
Yeah, Tuslow and Frederick battling together as well over 14th and 15th position. Prima 3, 4, 5, O'Sullivan are on, Beganovic as well, so they're going to either have an inter-team battle or stay together. No DRS until the next lap, so the last 3 is going to be very interesting, but Slipstream seems to be the focus. And remember, we haven't seen the usual tyre degradation that we've seen due to the 3 safety cars, so everyone's just about okay with tyres to the end of the race. They can now just push completely, they've saved enough. And now a couple of minutes coming in. Fredericks past Tuslow around the outside and down into turn 10. So another great move that we haven't seen just yet. Sure, we'll get a replay of it. But Colapinto's got 1.5 seconds since over Montoya. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, and right behind it is a great side-by-side battle going on, but we're just missing out on it, unfortunately. But yeah, very good restart then by Colapinto. He's clearly got some great pace, and well, if it goes on like this, he's going to win this first race here around Melbourne. Yeah, let's see then. But O'Sullivan is still really close behind him. I think DRS will be enabled this lap or next lap.
Yeah, should be this one. It's 2 after, isn't it? So this is the second lap after. We should have the DRS this lap, although strangely it's not being activated down in towards turn number 3 because that's not the first detection point. That is detection zone 4. Now we get the DRS enabled. The DRS first activation zone, if I'm correct, is down at turn 9 and 10. Because the one down towards turn 3 is the last detection point because it's before the line. So I hope I'm correct there. Because,
I think you are.
Yeah, because we haven't been seeing any DRS since turn 3 when it's been activated. It's all been on the run into 9 and 10 chicane. And now, fastest lap for Franco Colapinto, 1:34.613. He'll get the bonus point as well. Everyone's slipstreaming. O'Sullivan's closing up to the back of Montoya. He's going to pull right round the outside. Montoya looks like he's sitting still into turn 10. And O'Sullivan is going to try and go for it. His Boyer's past Saucy. And now Montoya is going to be threatening without a podium here in the sprint as we head down towards turn 11. Montoya goes to the inside line. O'Sullivan and Aron trying to go right round the outside as well. O'Sullivan's not going to give up on Montoya though. And he takes it. Wheel-to-wheel stuff. Little bit of contact. Montoya's staying in with all his might. And O'Sullivan with the biggest lunge takes it. That was spectacular.
Yeah, very well done. O'Sullivan tried to push Montoya a little bit to the inside. We've got a yellow flag, and that's gonna be there we see. That's gonna be another safety car.
Garcia, Antonio, and Beganovic now trying to go for as well. Paul Aron. Yellow flag still out. They'll have to say, oh well, if they can leave it or safety car it. Beganovic coming through as well, trying to pass Paul Aron down towards turn number 3 with the DRS, pulls to the outside line. O'Sullivan is trying to have a go on the inside of Montoya. Aron and Beganovic side by side. Aron's going to be forced off the track and into the gravel. Beganovic goes through. Paul Aron and Beganovic changing positions now as well. This is unbelievable. Aron's forced off Beganovic. How did that happen? When did they switch round?
Yeah. Well, we can see a lot of teammate battles. We saw the ARTs as well. We saw the high-techs make contact. And now the 2 Premas are going for it as well. The yellow flag in second 3, I wonder if that's down in turn 11.
Yeah, Garcia, safety car.
Yeah, that should have brought a safety car. And we see just Bortolato missing out a little bit there because the safety car will be deployed now.
That's it, race over. Franco Colapinto wins the sprint race. We won't have enough time to restart this because the next time round it's the last lap. So it's Franco Colapinto victorious, O'Sullivan second, Montoya third, Aron fourth, Mini fifth. Beganovic, Bortolo and Ferroli will be the drivers, the 8 drivers with points on the board. Colapinto picking up a bonus point as well. And into the wall, the 28 of Garcia brings out the safety car. Well, all's well.
So it is
that
down
ends
in turn 11.
This is Montoya in the battle, so where did the 28 go off of Garcia? Are we going to stay on this angle?
Yeah, well, it's going to be the extra discord. There's the contact between Montoya and O'Sullivan, and then the camera not waiting around there.
No.
You see, he tried to push it to the inside, and Montoya just didn't care, just waited there.
With power with no power steering as well. That was incredible, not to make contact. Oh, is it a contact? I think he's locked up. Yeah, straight into the gravel for Alejandro Garcia. So 13 seconds left on the clock. It is the final lap. We've done all 45 minutes, pushed it to the max, and that's it. 3, 2, 1, we're out of time. And behind the safety car on the last lap confirms Colapinto as race winner. Astral says Wacky Raceman F2 and F3 have some proper thrillers. They really have this year already. Second round for Formula 3 and Bahrain was fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. It was another great race as well. Unfortunately, due to the incidents, there was not as much racing as we could have seen, of course. I think if there were no safety cars, we could have seen so many battles. So it's a really good race track for battles actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, the chance of an incident is very high. Here we can see Bekanovic he's pushed out wide,
Oh, here we go,
then
radio.
onto the grass.
You need to report this. He pushed me off completely. I was in front of him. Every single time this guy sees a teammate on the track, he's doing this.
Well, I don't think the team are going to report their own driver. I don't think that ever happens, really. But Paul Aron might get a speaking to from the team saying, why did you just cost your teammate a position? Because Gabriel Mini slipped up into 5th position because of all that. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's shouldn't be there's no team orders, of course, in Formula 3, but well, you should always try and give a little bit more room to your teammate. But well, he did not in fact do that, so pushed his teammate off the track there onto the grass.
So just watching on as well, had it confirmed that Formula 1 will still go ahead 60 minutes until that session starts. So 45 minutes until we're on air, so we've got plenty of time for everything. As do you fellas report IndyCar as well? That'll be one seriously busy schedule. Yes, we do. IndyCar is coming up. We'll be live for the race only though this season, apart from the Indy 500, where we'll show every session live. Yeah, safety car peeling into the pit lane as to not spoil the winner's photo. Out of the last corner, it's anticlimactic, but it's Franco Colapinto, the first ever winner in Formula 3 in Australia. O'Sullivan is second, Montoya will pick up a podium in third, Aron fourth, Mini fifth, Beganovic, Bortolello, Fornaroli, Boyer, Saucy, the top 10. But Franco Colapinto wins.
Oh, well, very well done. He definitely deserved this one. Some great overtaking to get himself into the lead, and then he was clearly quicker as well. So very well done by Franco Colapinto as he wins this race. It was the two Williams liveries we can see winning in the top two. So yeah.
Just to confirm, by the way, Astro says, I have tickets to Texas Motor Speedway. I have a feeling Franco will pull off the win after qualifying today. Yep. What's going to happen with IndyCar is myself, Tom, Dylan and Josh are going to be commentating on that. Then I will step away from the commentary box at 45 minutes past the hour and I will go cover the MotoGP. Tom and Josh will take you through the next hour. And then I'll be back for the end of the session. Oh, and Aron and Beganovic will be investigated after the race for forcing another driver off the track. Oh dear. So the two Primas are going to have an investigation between them.
Yeah, I don't think they have to report to for this to be investigated. I don't think they've reported it, just like with the two high-techs. That incident wasn't reported, I think so. Yeah, it's going to be quite interesting to see. And that could be a penalty for Paul Aron. Was it too much forcing the driver off the track? I think it was a little bit ahead. You can, yeah, sort of give him a little bit of. Well, you just don't do that to your teammate, honestly. But it could be a penalty for forcing the driver off the track.
Montoya on the phone to his wife. Let's hear from Franco Colapinto.
Good job, man. Good job, man. Everyone, super happy for you guys.
Super happy.
Well done there. Well done indeed. Right, let's just have a quick word then from Harry, Benjamin and Alex Brundle. Give myself and Sense a couple of seconds to catch our breath and we'll be back with you.
The man who sat 6th in the championship standings coming into the weekend. And although it's the smaller points paying of the races, will not harm his championship credentials whatsoever. Won't be taking him to the leader series, but certainly up into the hunt for Franco Colapinto with...
Here's Montoya.
Okay, mate, so that's P3. Good job, guys, thank you. You still need a bit of work and I need to keep working, but little by little we make progress. Thank you, boys. No, really good effort, mate. Thanks, man. Let's just keep working and just try to stay on the podium for the rest of the season.
It's what they all want, isn't it? And it's a first podium for Sebastian Montoya in FIA Formula 3, his best finishing position. Zach O'Sullivan in second equals his best finishing position for Zach O'Sullivan. And returning for a second year, but those top three, I think, will be fairly happy with that. And you were saying about the points, Alex Colapinto bags 10. And I think he got the fastest lap as well, if I am correct. So we should get an extra point for that too. So Colapinto, happy days, but he'll take that forward into the feature race tomorrow, where the big points are handed out. 25 points for the win. It's Grand Prix Sunday, so it's Grand Prix points. But I think for a first time for Formula 3 being in Melbourne, it's delivered in bounds.
I think if they were to come back, the teams will now have more resource, which will allow drivers to prepare better. It's clearly been tough for the drivers to get their head around it with a short period of time, but the cream rises, and it's a case of, as ever, when it comes down to it, of keeping your head, of delivering the laps, of delivering the restarts, and then a little bit of elbows out stuff through the traffic. And Colapinto, one of the most experienced drivers, unbelievably, given the age of the field and his age, in the series, I think demonstrated that in calmness of mind and in sure-footedness of delivery through certainly the second half of the race.
Yeah, just 19 years of age, Franco Colapinto. And from last checking, the Williams Formula 1 team still don't have an official reserve or test driver. Well, Franco Colapinto and Zach O'Sullivan putting themselves at the front of the queue. As you can see, some of the Williams Academy team there, and the Williams marketing team coming down to support Colapinto. Hugs all round. And
What do you think, Since? Possibility for Montoya to be a Williams reserve driver, just like his father, making his debut there in the series?
Yeah, well, I think he's a very talented driver, so why not? I think he's doing a very good job, so yeah, I think he could definitely get there as long as he tries. Maybe get this into the Formula 2 first.
Yeah, but by the way, that little break was totally not me just having to do the edit for Formula 3, so for FP3 coming up for the intro, and needing to hear the audio back and not wanting to hear myself twice, so throwing over to them. It wasn't totally me doing that. As well, I've also got to save the Formula 2 intro as well coming up, and then make sure we go on air early for that, because we've got a special lap attack that you've done since that we want to talk over live as well. So I've got to get that sorted. Where do you go? Where do you go? Come on.
Chris.
Podium's up there at turn 3. Oh, look, there they all are. The Montoyas.
Thank you. Perfect. Thank you, guys.
It's really bad. I remember when Sebastian Montoya was born. That's how old I am. And I remember when his sisters were born as well, because Montoya was still in Formula 1. I'm old. I remember when Colleen was pregnant as well. Oh, it's not fair. I actually remember Sebastian Montoya's wife doing an interview when she was still his girlfriend in 2002 on ITV with Louise Goodman. Austria, I believe it was. And now their son's on the podium for the first time in Formula 3. Colombian, Montoya. And then, of course, Zach O'Sullivan second, Franco Colapinto in first position, taking a photo with the board. Yeah, come on, up to the podium now, guys. Haven't got long. This is the moment he took the checkered flag. We didn't see it in all. The TV director instead focusing on the pit lane. But he didn't even put an arm up in the air, did he? Oh, yes, there we did. Pointed to the team. He was celebrating up to the line. That's better. Didn't look like that off board, though, did it? That's funny.
Yeah, no team, of course, hanging around the pit wall, which I think is really random. New rule they've come up with.
Yeah, apparently it's been in the regulations for 20 years, but it's never been enforced, surprisingly.
Oh.
But it's the FIA. They want to make sure everything's enforced now after Abu Dhabi, unless you're Lewis Hamilton, and then you just don't get the rules applied to you.
Yeah.
That's everything. Yeah, jewelry gate. Just take it out, man. Just take it out. Right, let's hear from the top 3 in the cooldown.
The DRS was like done. Yeah, it's ridiculous. There was nowhere near you. Like I just was in the zone and I was able to get on. Yeah. One, everyone locked. Oh my God. Really? Yeah. Mate, I hit the brakes and I locked off.
Yeah, they were like running and. I was so close with Caio, like.
Yeah. I was so happy, and then when I saw Zifty, I was like, no. I think the bump in he braked on the bump in the track.
No. Running Dutch game, he had a bunch of bump. Oh my god, yeah, this was like...
I just saw him here and I was like, okay, he's just gonna lift. And when I saw him flying behind me, I was like, no! What?
So there's the top three. And what we're speaking to in the cool down room as the action continues on. Oh, apologies for the language I can hear in the background, someone swearing. But now we're waiting for the podium ceremony to kick off. And here it is, onto the podium then. Slightly, oh look! It's Mick Doohan, whose son Jack's about to be in the Formula 2 race coming up. Australian motorcycle legend, of course. Oh wow! Just talking there as well to Juan Pablo Montoya. A name that escapes me. I know that gentleman is, but I can't think of his name. It's too soon. Peter Brooks. No. It's Peter Windsor. Hey, I had to think about that. Sorry, Peter. It's too early in the morning. Montoya third, Sacco Sullivan. For Franco Colapinto. Just want to come up here as well. Ashton says, I've been with you chaps for as much as I can this weekend. Early Sunday morning for a fun race and a nice sleepy beer-filled Sunday for my first in-person open win at Texas Motor Speedway. You're going to love Texas Motor Speedway. Tom's actually the one commentating with us on that one as well. Astral says, great commentary as always. Really enjoy this channel, everyone that commentates with you. Enjoy your comments too. Keep them coming in, Astral. Tom says, Mick has got his head screwed on with his son. He was interviewed at the Bathurst 12 hour early on this year. He really does. Mick Doohan's right there as he presents the trophies. And Astral asking Tom, what do you think of the Bathurst race for the first time watching? Tom did actually do an all-nighter. Best motor race I've ever watched, honestly. I thought it was a right opening my eyes to more racing. For the first time this year, it's real champagne on the podium for Formula 3. No Rosewater. Absolutely domination for Franco Colapinto. We had to work for it. A lot of overtakes around the outside at turn 10. Two very good safety car restarts he himself had to manage out of the three. 4 safety cars in total since. What a race.
Well, poor. It was a very crazy race. I think we're going to have a longer one tomorrow with the feature race. So, well, looking like this, it's a lot of chaos. And well, looking forward to Formula 2 later on then, because that could be maybe a little bit more indicating to how Formula 1 could be with the bigger cars and a bit less drivers. But I think still we're in for and that could be a very fun race as well. And yeah, I think I'm really looking forward to tomorrow's feature race for Formula 3.
Small podium in Australia, but they still make the most of it with a giant electronic screen as well. Yeah, they did use rose water in Bahrain and Saudi Arabia as opposed to the non-alcoholic champagne, as we were told, so it's real champagne on the podium now. Here's your race results then from Albert Park, Melbourne, for race number 3 of the season for FIA Formula 3. It's Franco Colapinto, your race winner, Zach O'Sullivan second, Sebastian Montoya in third. Paul Aron is fourth, Gabriel Mini fifth, Dino Bogdanovic is sixth, Gabriel Bortolano is 7th, Leonard as well. Fornarelli is in 8th position, Rui Boya 9th, Gregory Saucy round out the top 10. Johnny Edgar is 11th, Christian Mansell 12th, Caleb Frederick 13th, Nicola Tusolo is 14th, Taylor Barnard in 15th. Then we get Jose Maria Marti, Rafael Villagomez, Nikita Bedrin, Sophia Flörsch 19th, their highest finish of the year. Then Luke Browning in the 20. Roberto Ferreira 21st, Chibata, Oliver Gray, Kai Collette, Hunter Yoni, and Wisniewski is in 26th position. Garcia, Smith, Cohen, Goleth, all out, all of them causing safety cars. So then, since F2 coming up, after the F1 at practice 3, who's your prediction for the F2 coming up?
Oh yeah, well I think that's going to be a very interesting one. We've seen a wet qualifying, of course, so
Yeah.
it may have mixed the grip up a little bit. But yeah, I think it could be a very good race. I think it's going to be very exciting, and I wonder if it's going to be a lot more difficult for them, of course, with those cars to try and stick around the outside of turn 9. So that could be quite close. And I think it's going to be a very great sprint race as well for Formula 2.
Thank you, Synth. We'll see you later for that. Well, Formula 3 kicks off another cracker all night long here on JB Motorsports. We'll be back with the third practice session coming up shortly. Bye-bye.